Rural Heritage on RFD TV is brought to you by Rural Heritage Magazine, a bi-monthly magazine featuring articles about farming and logging with draft animal power, small-scale diversified family farming and homesteading, and other aspects of our rich rural heritage. Rural Heritage Magazine, borrowing from yesterday to do the work of today. For subscription information, please call 319-362-3027 or order online at www.ruralheritage.com. Hi, I'm Joe Mishka. Welcome to another episode of Rural Heritage TV. A few months ago, we were at the Loretta Lynn Ranch and Campground in Hurricane Mills, Tennessee, for the first Chuckwagon race of the season in the Arkansas Chuckwagon race calendar. Chuckwagon racing has a long history and can be found throughout North America. The Arkansas group has a number of contests in and around the state, culminating in the week-long national championship in Clinton, Arkansas. This year it will be August 26th through September 3rd and features a variety of entertainment including musical performers, bull and bronc riding, a cattle drive, trail ride, lighted wagon train, and much more. The highlight, of course, is the Chuckwagon Races, which begin Thursday and run through the championship event Sunday, September 3rd. There's nothing else quite like it.
Hey everybody, I'm Ed Remus from Murray, Kentucky, and I'm with my great friend, the voice of Chuckwagon Races, Mr. Dean Holman, all the way from Arkansas. He is the voice of the national championships in Clinton, Arkansas. But I tell you, we're at Loretta Lynn for the first race of the season, Dean, and talk about our rural heritage. Hey, I tell you, today we're going to be racing mules, we're going to be racing big horses, and, well, it's American heritage today because it's Chuckwagon Races. This all started at the Oklahoma land rush when Oklahoma, they blew that horn and they took out across the great state of Oklahoma to found that country. America was growing, and this is how we got around. And of course, cowboys and are competitive. Everybody wants to see who can get there the fastest. Today, Dean, 200 years later or so, we're still racing truck wagons.
Yes.
So what are we going to see here today?
Well, to start the race, Ed, speaking of that heritage and that Oklahoma land rush, that's what we'll start the race with today. You'll notice the starting line will be down there. They'll start with the sound of a gun. They'll take a round all the way around this track. Finish lines will be in different areas. That black barrel right there, that will be one of the finish lines. When we get to some of the bigger wagons, such as the classic wagon or possibly the buckboards, which you got a 52-inch pony pulling that buckboard, you got probably 1,000 or 1,100 pound horse pulling that classic wagon.
So every race is going to be a different size of animal. Small horses, small mules, bigger horses, bigger mules, and then all the way up to the big horses with the what we call the classics, which is going to be a traditional looking truck wagon.
Matter of fact, as we speak right now, over there in a certain area, they are measuring in the 52-inch ponies, meaning that those ponies cannot exceed 52 inches in size.
At the withers.
At the withers, correct. So there will be a division for that 52-inch pony to pull that little wagon with 3 competitors. You'll have a driver, a cook, and an outrider. 3 competitors.
What's all those jobs? Okay, the driver, the cook, and outrider. What are they going to do?
The driver, obviously, he's got those check lines, as they call the lifelines, in his hand. He is guiding that team. He's the competitor that he's got to have a lot of nerve. He's got to shuck them those lines and let them run. You've got a cook. He will be out of the wagon when the race starts. They're on the starting line. The cook is at the back of the wagon holding the bedroll. The judge signals, cooks, load your bedroll. Nothing's happening right now. The cook gets in. Seconds later, the gun fires. Wagon explodes and it's gone. Well, you got an outrider that's holding his horse. Okay, he's got the cook stove in his hand that represents that cook stove. He's got it on the ground.
And he's on the ground.
He's on the
ground.
Not
on horseback yet.
He's on the ground holding this runaway horse. Anyway, when the gun sounds, he takes that stove, then and only then can he pitches it in the back of that wagon. Then mounts his horse, leaves, gets around the starting line, and the race begins. When it's all over, said and done, his horse, the cook stove, all has to be in that wagon with him in front of that wagon to make a qualified run. Yeah, it's pretty you know, if you're just a spectator sitting on the side and you think, well, they're just shucking the reins to them and making a way around the track. Well, no, there's a lot of working parts, a lot of
controlled chaos,
parts.
really.
Controlled chaos.
From the time they say get ready and they throw that bedroll in, the
Yes.
cook gets in, then a 44
Yes.
Magnum goes off. And, you know, horse people know, I mean, there's a lot of exciting, there's two teams getting ready to take off right there. So it is crazy.
It's crazy.
So
at the
when
line.
you come to a chuckwagon race like this one here at Loretta Lynn's in Hurricane Mills or anywhere, well, you're going to see two races at once because you're going to see the wagons racing, and then you got to see the outriders get on those horses and then race the wagons and race each other to the finish line first. They got to be in front of the wagons.
Yes.
So two races are going on. If the bedroll or the stove doesn't make it in the wagon sometime around the track, they're disqualified. No matter how fast they get there first, it's going to be a no time. They'll have to try it again tomorrow.
I can promise you that those competitors that are successful, that's possibly won national championships, or actually in the conversation for a national championship, they didn't just show up this April, the first weekend, to have a good time. They put in lots and lots of hard work. Hey, probably give 10 or 12, 15,000 for a set of ponies or mules capable of pulling that wagon to win the championship. Hey, they're serious about it. And Ed and I take our job serious we love it.
It's a lot of fun. It's in your blood. I mean, the Western lifestyle, especially that Real Heritage is keeping alive on our FDTV channel.
Yes.
I tell you, it's important for the rest of the world to see what we hold in our hearts.
Yes.
You know, this is one of the Western lifestyle is the only place we get to talk about God,
exactly,
country, and family before, during, and at the end of every event. And you can look around this place or look around where horse people gather, mule people gather, and you know where their hearts are at. It's still with God, it's still with country, and it's still with their families. And I couldn't think of a better place in the world to bring your kids and put them on a good horse and maybe turn them loose.
Yep.
There's a lot of helicopter parents out
You'll
there that
enjoy
wouldn't do that, but you don't have any trouble out of these kids. You know, they're tough, they're gritty, and they grow up to be tough and gritty Americans.
Yep.
We now have 4 volumes of America's Rural Yesterday books with photos of farm life 100 years ago. Fieldwork has images of horses in the fields working the ground, planting and harvesting the crop. Barn and Farmyard shows farmers putting that crop in the barn, silo, or corn crib and caring for poultry, hogs, cattle, and more. In At Home and in Town, farm families prepare Sunday dinner, relax in the parlor, drive to town by buggy or wagon, and visit the general store. Finally, Early Tractors has over 250 photos of early American tractors like Alice Chalmers, Oliver, John Deere, Farmall, Minneapolis Moline, and many more. These photos are of new tractors back in the day and show how they were configured coming out of the factory. Buy any of these books for $24.95 plus shipping. When you buy 2 or more, the price per book goes down, all the way to $17.49 per book when you buy all 4. To order, just call 1-877-647-2452 or order online at www.ruralheritage.com. That's 877-647-2452.
It's exciting. You know, it's springtime here in Tennessee. We're on a historic ranch. It's been part of the dude ranch and rodeo culture and chuckwagon culture for many, many years.
Yes.
There's lots of things going on here. If you want to join us next year and you guys are watching this on TV, if we make it to TV, Dean, I tell you, it's going to be the first weekend of April.
Yep.
We got a bull riding, barrel race, trail rides. Yesterday, I saw an organized wagon ride that looked like 30 or 40 teams were put together, and they just rode this beautiful country. The world is waking up. It's springtime. It's green. What a better way to start the summer off? Start springtime off here at Loretta Lynn's historic Hurricane
You'll not
Mills
get
Ranch.
bored. You'll not get bored.
No, not at all.
You'll not find yourself sitting around wondering, what am I going to do today? There's plenty to do when you come to Miss Loretta's. There's lots to do.
And when you walk in there amongst the people that are competing, I mean, maybe not right when they're competing, but getting ready or sitting around camp, pretty friendly folks.
Oh, the best.
Yes. Really, 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 really the best. Really the best. But I tell you, like I will go back to talk about the competitors. If you walk around those camps right now, there's not a lot of conversation,
It's
not a
business
lot of
today, this
it's
morning.
business right now. When they hear Ed and I fire up on those speakers in a little bit, hey, you can bet the competitive juices in their blood start to roll right then. I'll promise you that. Yeah.
The race is, you got a couple chuck wagons going at the same time?
Two. Yep.
Two.
And so
Two
it's
wagons.
timed.
Yep.
Each one of them is timed.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not really, they're racing against each other, obviously, but they're racing against the clock more than anything, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Let's hit on that just a minute. Okay.
Please.
Say the buckboard division.
Yes, sir.
Say there's a total of 25 buckboard teams. Well, we will run them in heats. So that'll be 12 heats. Somebody will have to run single. So with that said, 2 wagons per heat, possibly maybe 3 in a heat, but yes, a lot of times, most times 2 to 3 in each heat. And then the fastest of all the heats wins for the day.
Yep.
But hey, you can be good on Saturday, but it don't mean nothing. You got to be the best for the weekend. Fastest
time wins.
Cat wins. Fastest cat for the win.
So you're seeing 2 race, so it's really for a lot of bragging rights. The
It
guy
really
sitting next
is.
to you, Jim, you know what, we got you to beat
Yeah.
today, but Jim
Yeah.
will say, guess what, I got something, you know, an ace in the hole for you
Yeah.
tomorrow. He may pull out a secret weapon, and old Blackie comes off the trailer, he's a little quicker. But, you know, there's a lot of, go ahead.
There's an association, the
Arkansas Chuckwagon Racing Association. Go ahead.
and there's several races throughout the
Yep.
year.
Yes.
And is there a high point then at the end?
Yes, there'll be winners of each. Like we go back to that bucket board. That's my picker. I always hang on that one. But yes, there will be winners of that for the season, for the year. They'll carry points throughout the whole season. Yes.
How do they practice for this at home?
Just
That's a good question.
Just working their teams, just driving them down and get them in shape, where they are in shape to be able to hold that race. You know, they can hold for what's called 50 seconds to win the buck boards in the rule. 50 seconds where that team can give it everything they got for that 52 seconds, not run out of wind. They have to have them in shape.
It is controlled chaos or a controlled runaway, basically. I mean, that's kind of what's going on.
It is.
And if they know what they're doing, they're going to keep them under control.
Under
but it's
control.
Just on that edge.
Just
Yes.
on that razor's edge.
I suppose the most dangerous thing is if something mechanical goes wrong.
Yes.
Yes.
Because, I mean, we're still using mid-century technology, wood, nails, glue, and string, and leather.
Spokes.
I mean, you know, this is some primitive equipment still, and you know, you've got the most fittest animals. You know, they feel as good as they can fit. They've been stalled all winter long. They're fat. They're sassy. This is the first one. You know,
They're feeling it.
and it's really cool. I mean,
Yeah, let's talk about
who
that.
races things made out of wood anymore?
Right.
I promise you, those competitors, that team that puts it all on the line for them to win their dream or to exceed their dream, hey, they take as good a care of them as you can't believe the care.
You'll hear
they
them
take
talk
care of
about or post on Facebook, and that these mules and horses are part of the family. They've sacrificed a lot of things that they do so they can take care of them and keep them in the best shape they
Right.
can.
Yeah.
And you know, just like rodeo animals or something, these animals, except for when they're keeping them in shape, you know, they're working 50 seconds a day for 2 days, and then go back. I mean, I'm gonna say it's a lap of luxury, but a big green open pasture or a stall barn might be a lap of luxury for one of those animals. And you know, they're well taken care of. You know, and if you know have something you're not taking care of, you're not going to be competitive in this event.
And I will say this, and I think I will speak for all the horse people. You know, we horse people, we don't have a bass boat probably. We probably don't have a motorcycle. We probably don't have, and nothing wrong with those things. Believe me, nothing wrong with those things. But probably all we got in our life is that horse. And when you get up that morning and you kick the kids out of bed, hey, have you fed this morning? Who's feeding this morning? That's our life. So, yeah, but like I said, you're going to find something at every event that doesn't agree with me, and I probably will say something. Hey, man, so and so, you know, because it's our life.
In every group of people, there's going to be
Every group
bad
of
apples,
people, no
absolutely.
matter what
Don't
you're
matter.
doing, and there's
Right.
going to be some here. I will admit that, right? But I'm going to tell you, 99% of them.
100%.
That's
I mean,
all we
100%. You're right.
That's
And
all
they-
we do as
they
horses.
They don't get these horses to go at the speed and the precision that they're doing under speed unless they wanted to do it.
Right.
Exactly right.
I mean, it's like a horse pull. You're not going to get them doing it
That's-
unless they wanted to do it.
That's right.
There's the horses that pull these wagons and the people that take care of them. That's what that horse does. That's what the good Lord put. That's what he does.
A beast of burden.
That's what that horse does. And if you take that from that horse, I mean, he's born to run. He's born to buck. He's born to work.
Yep.
And you take that from that animal, you took what God put him here for.
And thousands of years of breeding.
Yes.
Yes.
Of careful
Yes.
of
Yes.
breeding for man and horse.
Yes.
Hello, and thank you for watching Rural Heritage today. If you've enjoyed seeing horses work in the field, please consider visiting the American Brabant Association's Fall Rendezvous, October 6th and 7th in Bellington, West Virginia. You'll see American Brabant horses logging, field demonstrations, plowing, loose hay, and a precision driving contest. So please give us your consideration if you'd like to visit us this fall, or to learn more, visit theamericanbrabantassociation.net or look for us on Facebook. Thank you.
So, you know, Dean, you can go to a car race, you can go to a baseball, football game, soccer game, you can go to a rodeo or a bull riding. But to me, this is the only spectator event that the spectators are in the playing field with the competitors.
You better be careful
You
where
know,
you put your
wherever
lawn
you
chair.
sit here, you're going to be inches away from the racers, or maybe just sitting next to, you can't do this at NASCAR where you're sitting next to the Pennzoil race team. You got me sitting next to so-and-so's Chuckwagon race team, camped out next to them before they go to the line. This is so exciting. This lifestyle we live, our rural heritage, it's still alive and well. You just got to open your eyes and maybe go to untraveled place this weekend and go meet great people, Dean.
That's right. But yes, you're in the action. We hope that you don't have your tent on the track and some equipment break and somebody runs a wagon through your tent. We hope that don't happen, but doggone it if it does, that's just Chuckwagon racing.
Yeah,
that's just Chuckwagon racing.
Nobody gets bad hurt.
We don't know. Absolutely.
Right.
With that being said, hey, there's always every event we do, and like it is dangerous for human and equine. There is always vets on site, and 99% of the time, those vets have their entire clinic on site.
Yep.
We will not fire the gun without paramedics and ambulances on site. Because one of our events today, at some point in this race, to keep our heritage going, will be a youth event.
Oh, this is the cool part.
I mean, it's youth. Everybody, I don't know, what is it, 12 or 14?
I've seen them all the way to, yes, yeah. Just big enough to hold a check rein.
Yeah, I mean,
but they're riding with an adult.
They let this corner, they let an adult in sometime, but hey, some of these kids are like, I got this, and they're rocking.
Because that's kind of critical to keep it going.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well,
very critical.
We're in our 50s.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's also, it keeps growing. You got to instill.
I've been telling everybody 40s. But
okay, well, you didn't weather very well, Dave. No, so you got to keep it alive. I mean, it's just like anything. Yeah. You got to keep bringing the kids, the rodeo kids, the Chuckwagon racing kids, this Western lifestyle, horse trail riding. I mean, it's probably the biggest Western lifestyle pastime across the United States. But you got to get your kids out, get your kids outside and let them do something. If they pick a horse to go get, I mean, if you're not a horse person, I would recommend it for you. But, first thing to do to keep your rural heritage alive is get your kids outside, or just be outside yourself, and let God take it from there.
Yeah. And for a kid, I mean, I grew up in 4-H. There's nothing better than taking care of livestock. I mean, that really instills in it responsibility and ownership and getting up in the morning and just making sure that everything gets done. The gate, when I came in, I had to sign a waiver, and I'm not doing anything but watching. So people coming here, they kind of got to know a little bit that there is some danger involved. You got to be careful.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. Yeah, there is. That's probably the sad part. But I guess if you come to the motocross track deal, it's
the same
thing.
Well,
a baseball. I think buying a ticket at a baseball game, they say that you might get hit by a ball.
It's a possibility.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, well, I mean, somebody that's got horse sense, smarts, might be able to see a little bit, anticipate a problem coming up, maybe more than others. And if somebody isn't, there might be somebody there that might kindly tell them that maybe you ought to move back a little bit.
And they will, and they'll do it nicely.
Don't be doing that.
And I'll back up just a little bit. I was talking about the horse running through the tent. Okay, these tracks are set up. We pretty well know, we can almost guarantee you if somebody leaves a track where it's going to happen on that track, maybe it's in a corner, maybe it's, you kind of know, so they arrange it where your spectators are kind of in a safe zone. They're in a safe zone. But
you never know. When you got two mules saddled up, an outriding horse, and a cook, there's like 5 or 6 different brains all working at once. They're trying to get together on the same page. But sometimes one of them takes a left turn, It happens. But it happens in life.
Y'all must be pretty glad that we didn't get more rain yesterday and last night. I mean, I'm assuming this ground. I went on the Dixie Long Ears wagon train last summer. That's the wagon train that's here now.
Yeah.
And they told me stories about how this ground a few years back was completely underwater. And I suppose too, if it gets too wet, it creates its own issues.
Yes.
It'll still compete, but everybody's dealing with the same issues. Although the guys coming later, it's probably a little bit more scratched up than the guys going first.
If you run today and it's on a good track, and you're thinking, okay, I kind of coast on Saturday. That's my coasting day. I'm gonna turn the burners on Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, what if you coast on Saturday and gonna turn the burners on Sunday and it comes a monsoon Saturday night?
We get more rain.
So weather plays a very, very big factor.
But it looks to me like the footing
It's
ought to be
awesome.
okay today.
It's awesome.
I mean, it ought to be soft and get a lot of good traction today. Where the water is standing is gravel based anyway, and you know, the slippery spots, the corners, and everything. I think is going to be phenomenal.
I believe it's good racing. I believe it's good racing.
Absolutely.
Hi, I'm Joe Mishka of Rural Heritage Magazine. I'm on location of one of the many events we cover that celebrates our rural heritage. If you enjoy our show, check out our magazine, where you'll learn more about the people that blend the past with what works today. You can save almost 20% off the newsstand price by subscribing at ruralheritage.com or chat with us at 877-647-2452. That's toll-free, 877-647-2452. This program is available for purchase. To order your copy, please call 319-362-3027 or visit www.ruralheritage.com. Rural Heritage is a bi-monthly magazine dedicated to draft animal farming and logging, as well as other aspects of our rich rural heritage. It is published by Mishka Press, which also offers a complete line of back-to-the-land books, DVDs, and calendars. Call or write for a catalog or subscription information, or visit our website at www.ruralheritage.com.